I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Okay, so we're about to go into 2025, which is crazy. I cannot believe that the new year is literally right around the corner. But I thought as we're going into a new year, it would be a good time for us to look at a couple resources that are good for us as parents to get into the Word, to realign our focus, because I feel like if we're not growing in our spiritual walk with Christ, then we cannot lead our kids and others around us well. I've seen that in my own life. Whenever I'm not spending time in scripture, I get a little bit more frustrated and things seem a little bit more chaotic in life. And so I'm gonna look at a resource this week, which is great for that, and then we'll do another one next week. But I just think for us as parents, it's important for us to get in the Word, and I think these are going to be some options that are good and easy to do, and I hope that you will find them useful. So the one we're looking at this week is Praying Through the Bible for Your Kids by Nancy Guthrie. Now, we've looked at another one of her books before, the Dinner Table Devotions. I'm a big fan. I like them a lot. But I think this is just a really great one. I think praying for our kids is super important. And sometimes, I know for myself, I don't know about for you, but I can find myself kind of in a rut praying the same thing. But this gives prompts out of scripture to pray over our kids throughout an entire year, which is really, really great. I really like these 1-year devotions. It has a little thing on the back of the book about how they're doable, they're daily, and then the devotions themselves. So it's doable. It's designed for people who live busy, active lives. Just pick one up and start on whatever day it is. And then it's daily. So daily routine doesn't have to be drudgery. 1-year devotions help you form positive habits that connect you to what's most important. And then the devotions discover a natural rhythm for drawing near to God in an extremely personal way. And so 1-year devotionals provide daily focus essentials for your spiritual growth. I'm going to read the back, then we're going to kind of dig into what's in the content of the book specifically. But on the back it says, the only sure thing you can count on when it comes to your kids is that God's got them. As parents, we strategize and agonize. We wish for secret formulas and surefire methods. But somewhere along the way, we discover that what our kids need most is for God to do in their lives what only He can do. The 1-year Praying Through the Bible for Your Kids is designed to provide you with a daily dose of parenting perspective and hope. So join Nancy Guthrie as she takes you through the 1-year Bible reading plan, helping you mine each day's passage to discover how the scriptures speak into the triumphs and turbulence of parenting, as well as provide fresh ways to pray for each of your children. Day by day, you'll find yourself worrying less and praying more as your dreams and desires for your kids are increasingly shaped by the scriptures rather than the culture around you. Let go of fear and expect God to work as you pray through the Bible for your kids. I think that summarizes it perfectly and just gives you a little snapshot of what's inside. If you get this, I do recommend reading the forward part from Nancy before you begin. Just a little snippet of it. It says, as parents, we want to hear everything God has to say to us. So we want to grow in our consistency of opening up His Word each day to listen. In writing Praying Through the Bible for Your Kids, I haven't searched out passages specifically about parenting. The truth is, there aren't that many. Instead, this book works its way through the whole Bible over the course of a year, mining everyday scripture reading for insight for parents. Praying Through the Bible for Your Kids provides and follows a 1-year Bible reading plan. I strongly encourage you to read through the listed passages each day, knowing that God promises that His Word always produces fruit. It will accomplish all I want it to, and it will prosper everywhere I send it. That comes from Isaiah 55:11. But if you miss a day or two, don't give up. You don't even have to try and catch up. Just pick up the daily readings where you can. I think that's really important, because I know for me, for the longest time when it came to daily devotionals, if I missed a day or whatever, I get so frustrated with myself. But I like that this is just designed where you can pick it up. It's not connected to the day before. Obviously, if you go through the whole thing, you're going to go through the entire Bible, but you can literally just pick it up, do whatever day you're on, and stand alone, which is great because we're busy and it's crazy whenever you have kids and you're running around like a crazy person. So on the inside, each day is just one page that has your scripture reading up top. This, I think they all have some kind of scripture too that's printed out for you to read, then your small devotional, and then the prayer section at the bottom. So I'm going to read through it just so that you can kind of have an idea of how it reads. This is from June 17th. So you're going to read out of 1 Kings, Acts, Psalms, and Proverbs, and then Faithful Love is the title of this one. And then the scripture says, He remembered us in our weakness. His faithful love endures forever. He saved us from our enemies. His faithful love endures forever. He gives food to every living thing. His faithful love endures forever. And then give thanks to the God of heaven. His faithful love endures forever. Psalm 136, 23 through 26. And then the devotion says, love gets us up in the middle of the night to feed our infants and keeps us awake until they get home when they are teenagers. Love is why we fill our calendars with their sports activities and empty our pockets on their education. Love for our children makes us want to open up the beauty of the world to them, as well as shield them from its brokenness. We truly, deeply, sacrificially love our children, but our love has limits. No matter how tuned in we are to their needs, we don't always have the ability to grasp the real issues behind some of their struggles or the wisdom to address them. We don't always have the power to protect them from the things that life throws at them. We can't always provide them with what they need most. This is why we don't mind the repetitive nature of Psalm 136. We need its truth pounded into our souls. 26 times we feel the drumbeat of the unwavering, unending, inexhaustible, unlimited love of God for us and for our children. Over the course of Psalm's 26 verses, the Psalms rehearses God's love for his people, demonstrated through his faithful acts. The world he made for us, the redemption from slavery he accomplished for us, the protection from evil he provides for us, and the gracious way he cares for us. So that's your devotion section. And then at the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, but like a lot of the prayers have blanks, so you can actually, like, as you're reading and praying, you can throw in your child's name or your children's names into those blanks and make the prayers very specific to your child. And so I just think that's a nice little touch. I also like her wording throughout. Sometimes she uses him as a pronoun, sometimes it's her, referring to your kids. Sometimes she talks about like I as a parent or we as a parent. Obviously this would be great if you and your spouse could do it together, but I know that that's not always the case because you may be the only one interested in doing this, or you may be a single parent. But I love that it's kind of written towards everyone, so this would make a great gift for somebody, or if you work at a church, this would be great to hand out to families in the church. But I'll read you this prayer that is at the bottom of this one. So it says, Lord, the very best news and the most blessed reality of this day is your faithful love towards us and our children. Were it not for your faithful love, we would have no hope and no song. We see in the psalm what divine love looks like. It looks like the beauty of creation, the rescue of redemption, and the rest of provision. It looks like being remembered, being rescued, being provided for. We rest today, not in our love for my daughter, but in yours. Your faithful love towards my daughter endures forever. And so that's the prayer. Like I said, they're simple prayers, but I love that it's prompts for each day of the year. And on so many different topics. I mean, just a few of the titles throughout. So like the speck in my child's eye, repeat them again, the resurrection and the life, finding strength, the Lord was at work, a birth that comes from God, our ruler, selfless love, put on your new nature, look to me, the human heart, never stop praying. Those are just some of the devotion titles throughout. Remember your leaders, temptation comes from our own desires. So I do recommend this. It's great because it's going to get you in the word. It's going to take scripture. And like she kind of says, it's not all necessarily like geared 100% at parenting, but not all scripture is like pinpoint for one thing. It applies to so many different areas of our lives. And so it's a great way to be in the word, to pray over your kids throughout the year that's rooted in scripture. So I hope that you find it helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all the resources that can help you and your kids grow closer to Jesus. Come back next week and see another devotion that I have for us as parents. All right, have a good one. See you soon.